Yo, Elliot. Okay, so we got a question from Dylan. He wants to know, how do I increase my thoracic extension, right? To help me better. And basically, for those of you guys who don't know what thoracic extension is, I talk about this quite often, where the thoracic portion of your spine is that mid-spine right there. And a lot of people have thoracic kyphosis, a rounding of it, which means that the thoracic portion of the spine is flexed. The opposite of flexion is extension. So how do I, boom, create that extension, right? So that I can do more overhead pressing, overhead squatting, snatches, exercises that require really good thoracic extension. Boom. What do you got to do? So I'm going to give you one stretch. First of all, I mentioned yoga in some of my earlier videos this week, or you might see it later. Yoga is going to support you with this one particular exercise called the downward dog, right? And basically, the downward dog causes. I think it's so awesome because what it does is it stretches the muscles below your pelvis, your upper hamstring, right? Which can, if it's tight, it causes what's called lower cross syndrome and a posterior pelvic tilt, which will naturally cause kyphosis, right? You tuck your butt under, just do it, tuck your butt under. You're gonna have a flexion of your entire spine. But also, so not only does it support that, because your body is a unit. You can't fix thoracic extension without considering what's happening at your lumbar portion of your spine or your cervical portion of the spine. If you fix one without addressing the others will get fucked up, right? So you can fix your thoracic extension, but then end up with a lordotic, a hyperlordosis, a hyperextended low back. You don't want that to happen. So the downward dog is a situation where you're on the floor. You just Google it. There's tons of yogis on YouTube. Hands are on the floor and you're pushing your chest through your arms, which looks like what? It looks like an overhead press, right? It looks like a snatch. You're like this, right? So practice that. Practice that. I think all athletes, and this is me saying this week. I think all athletes should be involved in some form of yoga. I do bioenergetics as well, but it's a little bit, it's not as tight as yoga. So do that. If you just, if you don't want to take that advice, I'll walk you around my gym a little bit and I'll give you some exercises that I personally have done that support me. Stretches in particular. So hopefully you can see this, right? You're gonna find an upright like this, right? And I talk about this in other videos, but you want to grab it up high and sink down below. Basically what you're doing is you're stretching your armpit. If your upper lats, that's really what it is, are tight, it's going to cause a medial rotation of your upper arm, right? If your upper arm medially rotates, it causes thoracic kyphosis. You want your scapula to adduct, and that happens when you draw your shoulder down, and that's possible when you stretch your lats, when you stretch your sternocleidomastoid and your upper trapezius. So stretch your lats, stretch your neck. Those are the first two stretches I would do, right? So begin by stretching your lats, stretching your neck, and also your pec minor. You can stretch your pecs like this, right? Boom, lean into it, stretch. I've done videos on this. This is not the first one. So stretch your pecs, your lats, and your neck. Then you're gonna go over either to a wall, like basically the downward dog is done on the floor, but you can do this on a wall. Let me see if I can hook you up. If you can see me here. Put your hands up on the wall like you're getting arrested. Put them on the wall, right? And then lean down. So your hands are on the wall, and then you're dropping your body down through your arms. What you're gonna wanna do is slowly start to drop your body and reach your hands up higher. Right? Hopefully you can see me. All the while pushing your chest down through your arms. When I did that just now, I feel a cracking and popping in my thoracic spine. That's gonna support you. My deep breathing exercise video with the bioenergetic stool is gonna help you. You could use a foam roller to mobilize the the joints in your thoracic spine. So those are all ideas for you, dude. And then obviously, just overhead squat. That'll support you as well. So good luck, man. Hope that helps. Peace.
Yo, Elliot.